हरि ओम सर्वेभ्यः संस्कृतकक्षायां हार्दं स्वागतम्। इदानीं प्रार्थनां कुर्मः। नमस्ते शारदे देवी काश्मीरपुरवासिनी त्वामहं प्रार्थये नित्यं विद्यां बुद्धिं च देहि मे। मम नाम पद्मावती इति। अहं संस्कृत अध्यापिका अस्मि। Hi everyone, welcome to Nidhi Sanskrit Study. This is the name of my channel. Okay, I have been teaching Sanskrit for the past 30 years. In fact, more than 30 years. I reside in Bangalore, Karnataka, India. So I have great passion for teaching Sanskrit language. Today, I would like to discuss with you all who are watching this channel significance of Sanskrit. See, even before I upload some of the videos related to Sanskrit grammar, Sanskrit spoken study, I would like to enumerate the importance of language. Why should we read Sanskrit language? That's the main thing which we have to know. See, all of us are aware of the fact that the four Vedas, Rig Veda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, Atharvana Veda are written in Sanskrit language. Sanskrit language is the mother of all languages. It is the source of many Indo-European languages. The great epics like Ramayana and Mahabharata are written in Sanskrit. In fact, Mahabharata is composed by Bhagavan Vedavyasaha, who is the contemporary of Lord Krishna, all the Pandavas and Kauravas. And Bhagavad Gita, which is a part of Mahabharata, is narrated by Lord Krishna himself in the battlefield. It was taught to Arjuna. So it is considered as the sacred epic, the sacred scripture of all Indians. See, what else we need, isn't it? We are studying something which is spoken to us from God himself. Even Ramayana for that matter, which is penned by the great sage Valmiki, who gave shelter to Sita Mata and Lavakusha, who wrote Ramayana, was written in Sanskrit language only. Ashtadasha Puranas are written in Sanskrit language. So if I go on taking the names of everything, it becomes endless, all the Panchamaha Kavyani and the contribution of Kalidasa to the field of Sanskrit, it is beyond words. Many times Kalidasa is considered as the Indian Shakespeare in literature. And the drama Abhignana Shakuntalam, who can forget it, isn't it? Kavyeshu natakam ramyam tatra ramya shakuntala tatrapicha chaturthankam tatra shloka chatushtayam. How beautifully the importance and the beauty of Abhignana Shakuntalam is described in this shloka. Like this, the list becomes endless when we think of the contribution of Sanskrit towards the literature. Many people are under the impression that Sanskrit is the language of stories. They feel like that. Please do not think like that. Coming to science and technology and the field of mathematics, all of us know the contribution or Aryabhatiyam written by Aryabhata. It is in Sanskrit language. Leelavati of Bhaskaracharya, that is written in Sanskrit language originally. Varahamihira's Brihat Samhita, Pancha Siddhantika, Laghu Jatakam, all the books are written in Sanskrit language only. See, you can find the translation in different languages of the world, but which is the main source? It is none other than the Sanskrit language. See, but nowadays we are not giving much importance to this language. See, In Sanskrit only, the value of pi was found out so many years and years, thousands of, hundreds of years ago. Aryabhatta has given that the value of pi, and the value 0 and the number 0 and the decimal system is also the contribution of Sanskrit language. Nagarjuna's Rasayana Shastra, which is related to chemistry, the extraction of metals and other things, which was done thousands of years ago, it is done and written in Sanskrit language. In this way, the contribution of Sanskrit literature is really immense. Everywhere we can find the contribution of Sanskrit. And one more thing, let me give you one practical example. The incident which really happened with me. See, maybe this happened around 20 years ago. I have the vague memory. I don't remember it properly. I had a student by name Ashwini. After completing her PU, 10th and PU, she joined RV College of Engineering, which is supposed to be the most prestigious colleges in Karnataka. And she, after joining there, I could not meet her for several years. And when she was in final year, she just came to me one day. She was having a book in her hand, which was in a very bad shape, you know. All the pages, everything was torn. If we turn the page will tear. Like that, the condition of the book was. And she brought and she gave that book to me, and she requested me, ma'am, I have taken up a project on ancient literature, and this is the only book related to that I have got, but I am not able to understand anything. She is an engineering student, obviously, it will happen. And she told me, please do something, translate these shlokas into Sanskrit, into English, in fact, and write an article and please give it to me. She was requesting me. I said, okay, fine. I took the book. Give me 2 days time, I said. Then she just went away. After completing all my household chores, I just sat with that book. Even the front page was not there. Very old book. I was turning the pages of the book. I had the dictionary also with me to refer to the different words, because everything was in the form of poetry, in the form of different stanzas. And I started translating that. You believe it or not, everything, as soon as I translated the shlokas, I was amazed. It was very thrilling. What is the reason? Those shlokas which I translated and which I wrote an article for her was based on the construction of the ceiling in a conference hall of a huge palace. Now the shlokas were written in such a way, everywhere you were getting the words like Padmam, something related to Padma, that is the lotus. Every shloka has got that word. When I translated that word, those sentences, then I was really so happy to read that, because that was telling about the design which has to be carved in the ceiling of a conference hall. How much a petal should have, the dimension or width or something. Each petal should have this much circumference. Everything was written in Sanskrit only. How many pillars should be there? What should be the circumference of each pillar? And on each pillar, what kind of design should be put up? Everything was written in that old book. Look at the miracle of engineering in those days. I came to know that it was the book written by Manasara called as Shilpa Shastra. Amazing, I tell you. Really, then I realized, look at the temples of Beluru, Halebeedu, and then Srirangam temple, Madurai Meenakshi temple, Konark temple, Surya temple. All those temples which are built on such huge platforms with such a beautiful intricacy in carving, they can withstand even the earthquakes, and they can withstand the worst kind of climatic conditions. Who else can build such things? If Manasara has written such beautiful information in his Shilpa Shastra, definitely all those huge temples are constructed based on such works in Sanskrit language. What evidence you need to prove that Sanskrit language is so precious to human beings? But have we recognized nowadays? No. Everybody running towards some different foreign language, but ignoring our own native language. So, all these things, when it can give so much knowledge to us, when it is so very divine, should we not read Sanskrit? One more thing I tell you. Yoga is practiced all over the world now. It has got so much benefits to have the physical fitness for a person. Not only yoga, Ayurveda, which is the Indian medicine, which is practiced, which is giving such, which has got such curative power, is also from Sanskrit language, written in India. In that way, to have all these things in Sanskrit, we are blessed, I tell you, at least to learn something about Sanskrit, which is a lyrical language, which is the most melodious language, which is the ancient classical language. We should be really fortunate enough. Think of that. And then not only that, there are innumerable number of things related to children's literature also. Panchatantra, which is written by Vishnu Sharma. How beautifully he has portrayed the 5 techniques. And even Panchatantra is Panchatantra is translated into many languages around the world. Such beautiful work by Vishnu Sharma. Hitopadesha. We have many such books also. Bhartruhari's Subhashita Trishati, 300 shlokas. Each and every one is like a diamond, I tell you. So, I think the list goes on and on if I go on mentioning about all these things. And one more thing I want to tell you. I just remember the shloka. Pruthivyam Trini Ratnani Jalamannam Subhashitam. Isn't it? There are 3 kinds of precious gems on this earth. Trini Ratnani, Jalam, Annam, Subhashitam. But let us modify it by saying that there are 3 gems on this earth: water, food, and Sanskritam. because people do not recognize the value of Sanskrit. They consider the stones as the precious gems. So with this introduction, I feel that Sanskrit study is very, very important, and we have to feel very proud that it belongs to India and it is the ancient language. So I think this is what I would like to tell you in my introduction class, Nidhi Sanskrit study. I will be uploading many videos related to Sanskrit. It will be grammar, it will be related to the spoken language also, where you will be exposed to so many varieties of verbs, the nouns and other pratyayas, that is krudantas, etc. And one important thing is that I will be explaining everything Sanskrit through English, because that will be easy for you to understand. If I do it with the regional languages, I may not reach many people. So learn Sanskrit through English, which will be very, very easy to you, and I will be teaching everything in detail. Wait for my videos, okay? But one small request to all of you who are watching this video, please subscribe the channel, press the bell icon, okay, so that you are encouraging me, you are motivating me to make more such videos. Thank you very much. Dhanyavadaha.